welcome to No Enemies Here, the show where Stigler always gets angry. It's Stigler. Love him or hate him. You gotta love him. Welcome back. This is the fifth year, season 5, obviously 5th year, and it is episode number 8, if I'm not mistaken. What happened this week, to me personally, we had everything you wanted to know about war games, but we're afraid to ask with Artie. This was on my channel. We had Mark Herman, and it was a romp of a time. It was just great. It's always a lot of fun. Mark Herman is forthcoming, and he's just a super nice guy. I love the guy. You know what I'm saying? So check that out. That's on the channel. What else happened? I once mentioned I was going to get operated because of my carpal tunnel syndrome, both hands. Well, the first hand is happening July 26th. So, with that said, July 26th is a Tuesday. So, I don't know how much I will be able to use my hand. They say I'm going to be off for a month from work, and I'm not to use my hand at all or follow strict doctor guidelines for it to repair properly. And I guess at my age, I gotta listen because things don't repair as a young buck.
There's only one Grant, and I'm him.
Things do repair. So, I will be putting out an episode next week. How much of an episode, I don't know. But I'll give it the old Boy Scout try. And things are what they are, eh? Sometimes you can't do anything. So I don't know when they're going to schedule the other hand. But when they schedule the left hand, at least my right hand will be properly healed. Hopefully, if everything goes well. It's like a 15-minute operation, so no boo-hoos, but it's the recovery time that's long. And with that said, I'm gonna have something new, and I don't know why I didn't think of this a while ago. And it's gonna be fan mail or people's comments, but I'm gonna call it fan mail, and it's going to be read by various people. Should be a lot of fun. And look, with that said, we have Wojennik in the house. Ricardo's taking his week off. I'm waiting for KilRoy. He puts everything out on his channel, but what about me? Huh? What about me? Nada. So, have a good show, and enjoy yourselves.
Black Jay. Black Jay.
On 3-minute board games, we have the best things about 250 different games. And he says here, a reminder that only our reviews are 3 minutes. On 6 Actual, I have something to ask you. Did you receive the game? Nuclear War. If you haven't, please get in touch with me, and I will get in touch with the culprits who did not send it to you. This week on 6 Actual, Sniper Elite, the board game, a game by David Thompson and Roger Tankersley. I heard some news about this. It wasn't extremely positive from what I heard. The news, I don't know, I haven't checked it out, but check out Beyond Solitaire with Liz Davidson. Artie of ARDWULF'S LAIR has 5 videos out this week, probably more as of this taping. Classless characters, or classless characters, time and timekeeping with Pat and Gary. Also counterclipping complexity in war games. And why make YouTube shorts? Shorts as in, not shorts that you wear, but shorts, little clips. That's the jargon that us videographers use. Huh? Also, a flip through JTAS Volume 8. So JTAS, I don't know what that means, but it's new for Mongoose Traveler, 2nd edition, and Gygax on timekeeping. For everything you want to know about ASL, the scenarios, check out Illuminating Rounds, episode 71, Sticks and Stones. Today they play Sticks and Stones from the 2nd Hasmo. It's, oh my god, a historic something pack. They take a brief look at the pocket charts, new chapter H rulebook, and they pick a scenario play from in action pack 17. Liz Davidson reacting to past conference prep. So she's about to go to a conference where she will be reacting to the past games, which are history role-playing games that are usually played in college classrooms. On Liz Davidson. Big Board does Battle for No Name Ridge, Part 1. Bonding with Board Games and RPG, the Chiefs channel has 3 videos out. One incredibly interesting of 1 hour and 42 minutes long. It's a live interview with designer and icon John Butterfield. Also, he continues Evil Twilight 2000. This is still Season 1, Episode 24, Run and Gun. And he reviews John Paniski's Plain Indian Wars, published by GMT. The man famously known as Calandale, Enrico Viglino, has 2 videos out. Wars of Religion 3 and Rap, and Wars of Religion Review on Calandale this week. The great channel that is Combat Board Games blesses us again with 2, not 1, but 2 videos this week. He reviews MIA Gamebook. This is another one of those like Mike Lambo things, but it's not by Mike Lambo. Also looking at Dragon Magazine number 44. He's going way back, man. Way back. Dad versus Son. The man from down under, has, to say a slew worth of videos is an understatement. 10 videos. Scenario 2 turns 10, 11, and 12 of Combat, the game published by Compass Games, and then he kicks off Enemy Action Kharkov, designed by John Butterfield and published by Compass Games. He does a Soviet solo turn 1A, 1A Redux, 1B Redux, 1C Redux, 1D Redux, 2A Redux, 2B Redux. Excuse me. just to clear things up, for me, redux means a reduction, but it's not. Because as in Apocalypse Now, Francis Ford Coppola's masterpiece, the redux version was longer. So I'm a bit confused. Please, let me know. Clear it up for me, in the comments below. You never know. Could be read by fan mail. And Dave of Dave's Gaming Cave, 2 videos out. Warfighter, Modern Hostage Rescue, Skyscraper, and Title Bout. This is boxing. What's in the box? Hey, different interests create, for an artist that is, it creates inspiration to do what you really love, and that is war games. On Diagonal Moves, this is an after-action report of Operation Theseus Gazala 1942 campaign report turn 4, The Game End, on Diagonal Moves. And Dragon Man, you gotta see this video. You won't believe it, especially if you're not American. Like, how is this possible? But it is, because those guns ain't loaded. But check out the guns. This guy's ready for an all-out invasion. He's taking his Jeep to the bank. Go check it out. Stop it now. Take a break here from No Enemies Here. Go check this out and come back. And, yeah. Also, on Geek Gamers, GG, checks out Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition Dungeon Master's Guide and solo play. Artie, you should check out our channel if you don't already know it. And Gilbert Collins, my paisan from the South, checks out The 3 Days of Gettysburg, a most fearful sacrifice, a game by the great Herman Lepnin, and I say that not lightly, the great Herman Lepnin. And it's Gilbert Collins' journey in discovering this beautiful and fascinating game on the Battle of Gettysburg. His words, not mine. Gilbert Collins, a man to be taken seriously. And GMT Games has a video out. Rebellion Britannia playthrough with Daniel Burt. Daniel Burt is the co-designer, and he walks us through a sequence of play, key concepts, and some of the strategies the different factions in Rebellion Britannia may explore. And Hexes and Soldiers, Tattoo Man. I keep thinking Rory Gallagher's Tattoo Lady, but no, he's not a lady. Whatever. And he has Let's Open the Box, I don't know what he is. Is a shot to me? Don't do that, okay? And the great channel that is History Hustle. Learn a little bit about history, play the games. Fantastic. The Greek collaborationists, World War II government, the Hellenic state, 1941 to 1944. And my favorite Frenchie, Fred Serval, interviews Jesse Alexander, popularizing history and war games. So he says here, in an effort to get different perspectives about war games, I invited Jesse Alexander for a chat about history's depiction in board games. Jesse is a YouTuber, famous amongst history buffs for his work on 2 channels, Real Time History and The Great War. Take a break, Stigler, relax, watch a movie. How can you not like this? Cowgirls versus pterodactyls. On Creature Features. That's just a little sideline, you know what I'm saying? ID Jester, I hope you're doing well, ID. So Kurt's channel, Churchill, by Mark Herman and GMT Games. We talked about Churchill on everything you wanted to know about war games, but we're afraid to ask. Also, he checks out Allies, the 14th expansion of the card game, deck building game that is Dominion. and 3 videos on Aeon's End, Random Campaign Start. I have that game and I want to play it and nobody wants to play with me. Also, Sean Drulinger answers questions about Point Blank. This is a game soon to be released by Lock and Load Publishing. And he talks with Mitch Land in the War Room. Also, and very unbelievable, he plays game 1, mission 1, of Corsair Leader by DVG. Kurt, what's going on? Talk to me, Kurt! And Folklore and Folklore Fall of the Spire. This is live and continues with a solo playthrough of Folklore. We'll be back after this.
Hello everyone, this is Michel Leviathan Sorbet from the Polish YouTube channel Wojennik TV. Last week I wasn't able to provide you a roundup of the content that I published on my channel, therefore this time I decided to tell you what was published on my channel during the last 2 weeks. I released 4 wargaming related videos and they concerned firstly Legion of Honor. This is a game which I already covered on Wojennik TV several times, but this time it was the English version of the review. This is a game which enables us to incarnate a grognard during the Revolutionary and Napoleonic Wars. A game in which we will take part in different campaigns, take part in battles, in which we will also try to make the best of what happens to us and to the empire during those very difficult years, during which we will try to become maybe one of the French marshals or maybe a general, jumping or rather climbing through the CARROLL ladder in the Napoleonic army. The second wargaming related video during the last 2 weeks was the Polish unboxing of the first official expansion for Great War Commander. This was the unboxing of the British Expeditionary Force. Great War Commander is a reinstallment of Combat Commander, a classic game published by GMT Games and designed by Chad Jensen, but Great War Commander is the first war installment of this series released by HEXES. Now this is one of my absolutely favorite war games, which I love, which I always like to play. And the first expansion adds the British Expeditionary Force, because in the base game we had the French army, we had the Americans, and we had obviously the Germans. The first big expansion was the BEF, in which we receive several new scenarios, new maps, and obviously also the British Army markers, the British Army counters. The third video was the Polish review of Maki, a solitaire game set in World War II in which we take control of a group of resistance fighters somewhere in occupied France. We will be accomplishing missions, trying to gather resources, then to spend those resources in order to accomplish different missions. Missions of all kinds, from the very complicated ones concerning, for instance, assassination or maybe also attacks on trains, to very, well, not easy ones, but of a very different scale concerning, for instance, making graffitis on several streets of the town. Very entertaining, very interesting game. Finally, the last video concerning a war game was last Tuesday's English review. This was the review of Fortress Berlin. Fortress Berlin is one of the first games released in Against the Odds, in the Against the Odds magazine. This is a game covering the last big battle of World War II in Europe, the Battle for Berlin. One of the players takes control of the German forces defending the German capital. The second one takes control of the Soviet forces arriving from different parts, from different directions, and trying to seize control of the German city. This is an interesting game. What is really something which makes this game exceptional is the map, which is extremely original, which is something quite unique when it comes to wargaming. Many people said that this game is quite interesting but very long to play, and at the same time it also has some problems concerning visibility, or rather the way how counters were made. I totally agree with them, but I said a lot more about it during the review. So if you're interested in taking a look at this game, I invite you to visit my channel and to see this video. Those were the 4 wargaming related videos published on Wojennik TV during the last 2 weeks. As always, I wish you an excellent weekend, have a great gaming, and see you next time.
And the man, famously known as Jeff, has a ton of videos. 15. He does Enemy Action Kharkov, the German solo. Basically, it's all that. The German solo, second try, the dam breaks, Phoenix Rising. Check out the man known as Jeff. Respect! Jim Ozarski. 3 videos. Campaign Carnival Scenario number 2. Also the 1815 campaign. Yes, all of it. Part 5 for Snappy Nappy. And take 2, number 2, scenario number 2 that is, of Campaign Carnival. And the man famously known as, actually, the Minister, Joel Toppin. He demonstrates some of the basic mechanics from the great campaigns of the American Civil War on Battle Above the Clouds, the Chickamauga campaign, part 2, on Joel Toppin. And Juste Garde, Warsaw 1920 by Revolution Games. Juste Garde. KilRoyWasHere, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of the devil, he has 10 videos out. Coffee with KilRoy, Hostage Rescue Squad. This is a solitaire game by Mike Lambo. Also, Coffee with KilRoy, Yours to Reason Why. This is a book. And a battle through history, Pegasus Spiele, an unboxing. And Battleground General. I think this is an Arnhem 1944 on Coffee with KilRoy. I think this is another book. And he looks at a decision folio game, Heroes of Telemark. Actually, there was a good movie on that. I enjoyed it. And Coffee with KilRoy, Gunpowder's Treasons and Plot. Or I should say Treason and Plot. And Churchill, Third Printing. A Mark Herman game published by GMT. All of this on KilRoyWasHere. There, not here. I wish KilRoy was here, but he's there. On the great channel that is Kings and Generals, we have 4 videos. How the Greeks almost lost their War of Independence. This is the Greek War of Independence, the fall of Missolonga. Or Missolonghi, I should say, excuse me. Evolution of the Indo-European languages. Also, Battle of Dorylaeum. 1097, the First Crusade, and Japan attacks the continental United States of America. On Legendary Tactics this week, his top 5 coin games, all of GMT's bag. On Jan Heinemann's Let's Play History, the Union Forever, hurrah! Boys, hurrah! That's one of his videos, and somewhere in Hesse there is just another Napoleonic battle. Yes, I tried that thing with the ... dots. For some reason, I can't get it to happen. On Little Wars TV, their club, I should say, our club flew to the UK for our first wargaming convention abroad. So check out Joy of 6 2022 show recap. That should be super interesting. That 6mm miniature wargaming enthusiasts like them, so they recap the event. Lock and Load Publishing, 3 videos this week. They've continued with On the Air Lock and Load Publishing Season 3, Episode number 1. And World at War 85 Blood and Fury coming to GameFound. Also, World at War 85 Blood and Fury, The Soviet Plan. All this on Lock and Load Publishing, ladies and gentlemen. And Marco Omni Gamer, 4 videos. Sniper Elite, the board game review. That's David Thompson's game. Also, STUKAJOE CDG Solo System Overview. And he reviews Veggies, that's a game, and Furnace by Arcade Wonders. The man who looks like a vampire. Tell me he doesn't look like a vampire. The Nazi Pope, Pope Benedict the 16th. My Roman numerals, they don't come too quickly. World War II Luftwaffe Flak Helper. And World War II Japanese soldier found in the Ukraine. The artist that is Matt White. He reviews Old School Tactical Volume 2. This is a game by Flying Pig Games, and this is designed by Shane Logan. I got that good. Mauro Faina, for our Italian listeners, has 10 videos out. He's live many times, and he speaks about war games under an umbrella, or basically sotto l'ombrella. I don't know what it means by that, but anyways. Also Midway 4, and Midway 4, the ultimate part. He's live also with that Midway 4. Midway 4, I think this is the Decision Games game, but then he looks at Fast Action Battles by GMT Sicily, and ends with Live with the Sicily campaign of the fast action battles from GMT. And Memoirs of World War II, 2 videos, one uncensored and one censored. The horrible sight we saw. Young sailor sees the worst of war on Memoirs of World War II. On the Movie Central, look, take a look. Choose Airplane vs. Volcano. Who doesn't want to see Airplane vs. Volcano? And Honor Amongst Men, Phantom Halo, and The Hours Till Daylight. Movie Central. I check those channels out. You know, I relax sometimes, lay back, light a bowl, do stuff, fun stuff. On My Own Worst Enemy, the gameplay, Assault, Red Horizon 41, turn number 1. And on Patrick's Tactics and Tutorials, 2 videos out, Command and Colors Ancients, and Here Come the Rebels, scenario number 8, the Maryland campaign. On, I don't know why I have that. Boy, that's not a good one. I messed up on that one. It happens. This is a live show taped, if you can understand that. And if you take a look on Remembering World War II and you look at this senior man, 97-year-old World War II veteran describes his scariest experience on the European front lines. Now, this is a 11-minute video, and he's from the big red one, and also he has an airborne patch. And it's Dr. Claude Harwood, who describes in extreme detail the experience of frontline soldier. In this episode, he talks about the many near misses he had fighting the German Wehrmacht. Dr. Harwood grew up in a small town in Kansas. We'll never be badass like this guy. And the Professor Riccardo Mazzini, on his war log, he checks out C3I's number 35 in Italian and in English. So if anybody wants to speak their Latin-based language, Italian that is, this is the best way to do it. That's the way Riccardo learned English, playing war games. And on his micro war log, Roman disaster at Teutoburg, from the C3I magazine published by Roger B. McGowan. On Rough Swordsman Wargamer, in his Open the Box segment, he checks out DVG's Zero Leader, and he has a live stream on his Rough and Blue of a game by VUCA Simulations called Donnerschlag, or Donnerschlag, Stigler, Donnerschlag. And then he does his Rough Talk, 3 whole years on YouTube, with thanks to you all, on Rough Swordsman Wargamer. The lights, the presentation of Seek Out and Play, a video of Warfighter, the Korean War, the South Korea expansion, a game published by DVG. On Simple History, 2 videos, Who Ruled German, or Who Ruled Germany Before Hitler, and MREs, What Do Soldiers Eat? Sometimes I check that out. It doesn't look so bad, to it looks disgusting. So, that's for you to figure out. On Solo McLaughlin, she does the BGG 2022 Solitaire Print and Play competition. Now, if you were Japanese, you'd be reading this Ide nor Are, but it's not, it's hide nor hair. Hey, depends where you are in the world. Steve Jackson is live, doing a live developer playthrough of Pathfinder Revolution. I used to play Pathfinder. I played it for a long time, the card game, and it was a lot of fun. I found it a little bit redundant sometimes, but nevertheless, lots of fun. The man, the legend, STUKAJOE, 2 videos out. One on Corson Pocket number 2, example of play, his famous examples of play, and a live update of his new CDG solo system on STUKAJOE. The Board Game Chronicles has the first installment in History of the Ancient Seas game series, History of the Ancient Seas Hellas. And this is a game published by, let's see here, I don't know who it's published by. Nice cover though. Looks like a little bit phalanxy, but it's not. You come here to get the right dope. On the Discriminating Gamer, 414 BC Siege of Syracuse, and then 10 more great World War II games, July 2022 on the Discriminating Gamer. We also have the Oaken Night, the PBS voice channel lookalike. Man, very Vermontish, very Saturday morning. Third and final part of the opening turns for a most fearful sacrifice, the 3 Days of Gettysburg. This is a Herman Luttman game, if you hadn't already known. And the Gentlemen of the Player's Aid, 3 videos. They are unboxing Normandy 44, published by GMT, designed by Mark Simonich, and they review 1565 Siege of Malta from Worthington Publishing, and they unbox Malta Besieged from Worthington Publishing. Siege of Malta and Malta Besieged. These are 2 different games. And on the tabletop's edge, Diary of a Young Goss/Ling. Number 5, first full turn in the books. The Tank Museum. Get ready to hear some engine roars and see our Cold War armor in action from the arena on the Tank Museum. GIMPY of the GIMPY Gamer looks and does a review through part 2 of A Most Fearful Sacrifice, a game by Herman Luttman, and looks at Redgrass Wet Palette review. On Tony's Board Life, 3 videos, Lock and Load Point Blank 29, Let's Go Part 1, and live unboxing of Point Blank and Chat and action at Calandale Cabbage Patch Stand, turn 5 and 6. And my dog is signaling to me that she wants to go out. Wait, Gracie. She'll have to wait a little bit. Back to the news. We have U-Boater 658, Operation Unthinkable. Turn 5, Allied forces inflict more losses. Also, Unboxing Traveler, customizable card game. Well, look at that. I'm interested. MacArthur's War, April 51. Soviets, bombers strike again. And Wars of the World, the Battle of Britain, The Hardest Days. This is a World War II documentary of 45 minutes. I will be checking that out. On the Cop, that is Wayne Hansen, 3 videos. On his Verdict segment, Scream, Aim, Fire, Pacific, a game by Tiny Battle Publishing. He does a live chat, War Game Accessibility, and on his Recon segment, Point Blank, V is for victory. I was going to say 5 because I wasn't that Roman numeral thing, but it's V for victory. Wise Guy History, The Fight for Stalingrad begins. Fall Blau, turn 16, and unboxing Empire of the Sun, 2nd edition, 3rd printing, published by GMT, designed by the great Mark Herman. On the great channel that is World War II in Nidal offers us 5 videos, troop deployments for the Battle of Kursk, also Killing the Resistance, and Rockets of Death. Kursk, when Titans clash, July 9th. That was not too long ago. I actually checked that out on that day. And also another video, the Irish fighting for Britain, Mexico's role in the war. And Prokhorovka, an avalanche of armor. On Zilla Blitz Strategy Crusade Kings 3 historical games, football manager, sports, and simulations, we have 5 videos. A game by Volkoronke called Nevsky. It's a playthrough, it's the finale. That's published by GMT. Also, Saving the Kodiak C70. That's a truck. And ATS Log Stacker, Forestry Machinery, downloadable content, and Save South Vietnam unboxing. You see how he mixes stuff? And he ends with absolute Tennis Manager status update. We shall be right back.
Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to the Centurion's Review. Just want to let you guys know my Kickstarter is still going on. It's going on for another 21 days or so. It's for the Battle of Zama video game. All proceeds from it will be used to fund the Centurion's Review website and YouTube channel. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games here I'm listed on my website for sale. Some are new, some are used. This is Alsace 1945, the German attack from Avalanche Press. This one's punched, but everything's bagged and in good shape. I counted all the counters, everything's there. I'll be charging $20 for this with free shipping. You're actually getting a pretty good deal on this because this is over £1 with the packaging, so it's going to cost me about $8.50 for the shipping, so you're essentially paying $11.50 for it. Same price on this one, Ren Vengeance 1945, The Destruction of Nazi Germany. This one is punched. And everything's bagged, and I counted them all. Everything's there. Alright, here we have Defiant Russia, The War Against Nazi Aggression, 1941. This is $20 with free shipping within the United States, too. This one's punched and bagged, too, and I verified every single counter is there. Nothing's missing. Alright, this is Against the Odds, Day of the Chariot, Kadesh. This is unpunched. I'm charging $36 for this with free shipping. Shipping on these is going to run me between about $12.50 and about $14, depending where you live in the United States. This one here is $40 with free shipping. It's never even been taken out of the shrink wrap. It's Against the Odds, Guerrera Muerte. That's the war game in it. Latin America's War to the Death from 1810 to 1814. So it sounds like a unique game. This one's $42 with free shipping. Against the Odds Annual 2008 Operation Cartwheel, Breaking the Bismarck Barrier. Never been opened either. This one's real good. This is, I've owned like 3 copies of this in my lifetime. Oaken Night, this is a great game. Germany's attacks on America, January through June 1942. If you like submarines, you're going to like this game. This one's $40 with free shipping within the United States, too. And then we have Against the Odds Death Ride, Mars Latour, 1870. This one's still in the shrink wrap, too, for $40 with free shipping. I'll put the URL where I'm selling them at on the screen, and I'll also put it in the comments section. Have a good evening.
No, this is a GMT event. No stupid people allowed. Okay. Mr. Never Been to Europe says, only a groupie at the top of his game could gather the information we need for this show. Also, for every mind-boggling strategic thinker, there has to be a bunch of tactical get-it-done guys. You get it done, Dan. Thank you. Next is from William Aarons. He says, hello from Crystal Beach, Ontario, Canada. From DCB, we have, thanks for the Canadian history lesson. Sad to see how far the cradle of North American civilization has fallen. Carl from the War Game Boot Camp says, don't be a miserable wretch. Thanks for a great show, Dan. It's got to be a story behind that. Captain Asparagus writes, Duce, how was Stack Academy? Never been. Just did some reading on it. How often do they meet? Stigler, I'm hoping I pronounced that right, STIGLR, says at 2:13, no, Kilroy wasn't. Several exclamation marks on that and a smiley face. And then he goes on to say, to put Quebec's founding in perspective for us American viewers, we would note that 1608 is 1 year after white settlers established the Jamestown colony in Virginia. I like the new evolving format as well. It's good to see you deliver the news in person. You share the screen nicely with browser captures of the various YouTube feeds you cover. Just resist the urge to pollute the vids with pipe stuff. That's not what we're here for. Stigler again says, thanks for the COI free download. I jumped all over that. It was certainly quite the layout, isn't it? I hear you about tangible print. My local newspaper has gone half online, half printed and delivered. And I have to say, there's something about physically reading a newspaper that has been with me my whole life. Folding it, flipping the pages, wrapping fish in it later. I can understand Harold using historical board gaming instead of wargaming. With all the power politics games, it's not always about active conflict. There's room for all of it. Dave at 2814 I see what you did there with Hannibal and Scipio squaring off in your video war game. Nice pun there. And a little footnote for you at the bottom. He says, Dan, give us a break with the horror and sci-fi movie and pipe stuff. There are plenty of YouTube channels we can go to scratch those itches. We came here for wargaming news. Effing stay on topic. And finally, we have Gilbert Tosteven. I'm sure I mispronounced that. Sorry, Gilbert. Nice show, Dan. Even the great bands need their groupies, and we need your weekly humor to keep going. So let me be the first to say, 5 more years. 5 more years. Cheers from Montenegro.
Another week. Another show. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if so interested, I have a Patreon page where you can be a supporter. And thank you to all my supporters. Well, let's see what's going to happen this week. I'm smoking some Tabby's Mixture by Samuel Gawith in my custom-made pipe from, I completely forgot, but some guy in Sweden. Have a good weekend. Above all, be nice. Takes a lot of less energy than being angry. Have a good weekend.